John, you won't be happy with the result, but you're probably quite happy with the performance, the resolve?
Yeah, since last week, having a look at last week and getting into our work this week, one thing that I asked from the guys is that we need to, in order to move forward and to present ourselves an opportunity, we need to basically stay in the contest for a lot longer. So I thought we fought very well and actually presented ourselves that situation. We also showed more maturity than we did last week in the contest, where we didn't get frustrated when we lost possession and had to deal with it without the ball. I think we suffered a little bit in the second half with a lack of field position in order to build field position, and I think we're a little bit hard done by on the floor. I think the tackler got away with a fair bit on the floor. Not sure whether the referees were sort of influenced by the reputation of the other side, but I thought we were a little bit hard done by there. Certainly some possessions in the second half.
John, have you said anything to the players about how they cope with such a pretty stellar lineup that Toulon came out today?
Yeah, we were after staying in the contest for a lot longer, and I think we managed to do that. We generated some really exceptional work without the ball, and we built enough pressure in that first half with the ball. Obviously didn't get things through the sticks a couple of times, but hey, again, we didn't get frustrated. We kept going at them, and I think there was an example of how much we've probably grown in a week was the way that we defended our goal line sort of with about 12 minutes to go. I think that just gives you a sign of where we've got to head towards in order to advance in the Premiership. The Premiership's not about being the most exciting football team. It's about being a collective team that's prepared to work together and hang in there. And I think we showed tonight that it's a good starting point.
John, is that sort of the benchmark for the rest of the season in terms of the commitment and the result that the show?
Clearly every contest is different, but some of the examples that we saw tonight in the contest were good. So what we've got to do now is we've got to build on that each week, and certainly when we go to Toulon, it'll be a different type of contest in different conditions, and clearly the French are a lot more emotional at home. So as I said before, I'm looking at these 2 weeks really to try and establish a team mix to go into the winter or the Christmas and New Year period Premiership games. We're managing some injuries cleverly, and obviously we'll look at what we think is the right mix to go into next week's contest with the future in mind.
Any particular players stand out for you today? I'm quite a few young players.
I just think it was a very good collective performance. I'm sort of aloof to pick out individuals, but I think Cliffy, the halfback, actually had a very good game.
Last week, Northampton came up and for 40 minutes at least gave your pack a fairly torrid time. Then this knocked Rock out this week, and you must have thought, my God, they're even bigger. But you responded quite well today. There were a couple of wobbles early on, but the scrum seemed to win its own fair share of penalties. Are you pleased with the way that the side improved from last week?
Yeah, within a week of getting my fingers and my hands on them, we've sort of had a good look at some of our method and some of our roles, and the knowledge I think was obviously a lot better this week, and they brought the physicality, and then they were able to hang in the contest by not getting frustrated when lost possessions. And, it was a pretty unfortunate try that Toulon scored. Actually, it was off a crumb, off a kick contestable. So these sort of things happen, but we held our resolve, and at half time we're still in the contest. We're still in the contest with 65 minutes to go. We just didn't get enough field position to build any pressure.
What was the thinking before, John, about you were going to start with Miller at 10, weren't you? And then you had the reshuffle whenever you brought Danny in at 10. What was the thinking?
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, Cam Shepherd cried off in the captain's run with a thigh injury, and we were pretty short on personnel right at the minute, and we didn't have anyone registered, so that's why we had to go in with a 5-2 bench.
How difficult a side are Toulon, John?
Yeah, as I said to the boys before the game, I said it was a privilege to play against such a side. I think it's quite exceptional, in world rugby to have a club side that has, like an icon from South Africa like Buckus Border, an icon from Australia like Matt Giddo, and Johnny Wilkinson, an English icon. So, there are special days in one's rugby life. So the significance of our performance and our need to get started in terms of moving forward for the premiership, I couldn't think of a better side to test the character of the group. So we certainly respected them, but reputations have got to come from somewhere.